the more I question, the less things I end up with to believe in. And lately, like, obviously, like, yeah, we all have goals and we all have the purpose of living, and we all have like something that keeps us keep on moving and motivated. And every single day you wake up and you have this like courage, not more like not courage, like motivated to sleep early and wake up early as soon as possible so that you can start your day fresh in mind, and you hit your diet goals, you hit your workout, and like you all this kind of stuff that you aim to do. And it's fun, obviously it's fun. It's like you end up with something that this feeling of like such a sensation that you have progressed, you didn't waste your day, you didn't waste your time, not like others. And you have this kind of dignity inside you, like you're proud of yourself, just like I did. Like I have this kind of things around me, like like my abilities or like things that I achieved in my life, or just like I hit every single goal that I want to do, and my workout routine, my diet, that my diet routine, my like I don't drink, I don't smoke, I sleep like as early as possible every single day. I'm trying with sleep maxing. But the problem is like, yeah, I have this all kind of things that keeps me alive and like keeps me motivated and feels like I am doing something on this in this planet. But also at the same time, it's like, okay, I have goals, but what even matters, you know? Like, okay, like I kind of feel like I'm all the way back to the starting point where I was questioning my existence, and like not nihilism. Actually, it's not nihilism. I am actually sick of nihilism. It's more like, okay, I have been through all the kind of things. I even said it out loud. I wrote it down, and I tried all different kind of methods, and I am still trying with religion and like all the kind of things that would help me to pick on something and like put the pillar of my in my mind, so that I can like have this kind of something in my mind to believe, like firmly concrete belief that I can live upon by. But the problem is like, while doing it, you still have to question, like it's not like it's gone, you know, it's still there. You just try to cover it with your hand. Like I'm trying to do something with it, but none of it not working. And I feel like I end up with the same question in the same ground. Like, what even matter? Like, does consciousness is even real? Isn't this some kind of just a sensation? Like, just a realization, not something that we can prove it. You know, and maybe what if even the things that we think as objects are actually living things as well? And this kind of things just like keep bugging me out, and I don't even have an answer. You know, like none of us have an answer to this. I don't know. I feel like I'm regurgitating my ideas lately, so just wanted to share my thoughts. I was gonna sleep, but let me just put it simply, because I wanted to add more after going back to bed, and I was like thinking like, no, I want to add more. I want to add something more to it. So I feel like my life is like, I'm just to the point to the like I'm just thinking to the point, like, okay, like even if I flop, even if I fail after fail after fail, 10 years of fail, let's say, or 20 of your years of fail, I'll be still here, I'll be still alive. Maybe I got a part-time job, or like trying to survive. Maybe I make around $2,000, like you just like not even barely, since if you know, like if you're following a very routine diet, then it's impossible to spend more than, like, you can even make you don't even spend more than $500 per month for eating. So, and let's say rent, you spend, well, like 1,000 and something. Okay, like I'll be alive, I'll survive. And I don't know, like I just feel like no matter what I do, okay, I'll be fine. But what else? Like, what do I got? okay, I get jacked. I have like this kind of goals in my hand. I get into the career that I want, or I make, let's say, like much more money than that, or like will it solve, will it solve any problems? And you might say like it's a cope, like it's just mediocrity, or like trying to live a life that's like below average is like, I'm not even trying, but I'm saying like, okay, like that happens, let's say like that's the worst outcome that I can have right now, right? And even if that happens, what's the difference between that, like my brain being adjusted to the situation of being there, and let's say I succeed in one, or like I get a really good job and I make good amount of money, let's say. So what are the differences? You just got, at the end, you just got to convince yourself that your life was worth it. The same thing goes for, I think, like lots of elders or people who are just like around, like let's say boomers. I wouldn't say like everyone, but like it's always the older generation who tend to pretend as if they know everything, especially about like this economy or politics, when it comes to, like they have this kind of pride that we made it and you guys did not. And but like we all know the statistics and how easy it was back then compared to us. Like I'm not gonna talk about that. I'm just gonna like leave it there briefly, but it really was like just statistically. I'm not saying like from personal view. Um. So it's like, I feel like at the end you just gotta admit to the fact that you are progressing. Your brain has to make you think. Convince yourself that you are progressing and your life is getting better. Imagine admitting to the fact that your life was the peak here, your life was peak when you were 10 years old, and now you're all the way down. You're never getting back there. I think that's just like the most brutal way to think about your own life, and I don't think there are any people out there, any of you who's watching this, thinking that way. It's because that's just like that literally makes you survive. Like that way, I mean, the like that way, it would be extremely difficult for you to survive. So the reason why I brought up boomers and older generations is that you just get into this kind of like fall into this. You just throw on a bunch of things and it works, and because your environment, your parents told you so, like your friends kind of forced you to, or like the society pressured you. Whatever it is, you make money out of living. You make money, and maybe you got a partner because the society told you so. Because like it was much difficult to live as a bachelor back then, because of how people would like how people perceive those people who's not married, especially girls. Or I think it was much harsher to girls back then. I don't know if it's the same in this generation though. But like you just get into this, and like you just have to, now you have kids, you have to pretend like you know about the world, and you teach them things, and now they're grown up, and you just end up being around like 60, 70, or 80. And I'm just so I can be certain that even when you are that old, let's say you survive this in this world till you are 80, I feel like you'd be like, where the hell all the time had gone to? Like, why do I look like this? Like, things just don't even feel real. My body's already decaying. My mind's just like when I was 20, but you know, and and the society and the people around me are kind of expecting the kind of, wise, wholesome, uh, virtuous, old man kind of image. So you just gotta play it, play the role, and you just die. So it's like, we are all playing this game at the end, because even though we cannot prove like it is true, we are all subjective in nature. We are all selfish in nature, because we can never prove other person's consciousness. You'll never be able to feel other person's consciousness. And this feeling is really important in human psychology. So what happens is, but still, the possibility of you being alone in this world, like everyone being an NPC, is extremely low. So you just gotta you have this mindset of like the baseline is, yes, we cannot prove it. Like it seems like everyone's real. You don't know until you actually get into like this kind of deep talks, and you get to know about them, and you confront them, and you tackle problems, and you get to know more about them. And it just feels like we are all playing this kind of game, like a very long game, where everyone pretends and plays roles in order to fit in the society. And if you be conscious about this, and if you try to escape, then you'll be isolated, and you'll be like dimmed, not dimmed, like you'll be marked as a weird dude, like, I mean, technically it is like the definition of weird person is someone who cannot, I think, like someone who acts different, who's not following decency, and who isn't really part of the society. And I don't know, like it just feels so weird that everyone's trying so hard to follow this kind of like instructions of how to live a life. It's even worse in Korea. Like I always don't want to bring up this kind of bad Korea, my own country, as a bad, as an example of like a bad example, but it really is like here, like everyone tries so hard, since the culture is like way too small. It's compacted. Everyone's 50 million people in a small island kind of land, since there's North Korea on top of us. It's like the cultures, the trend span, like I don't know, like trend spreads really fast, but also everyone's trying their best, always trying their best to look alike the other. Like it's actually insane if you compare with Western society. I'm sure it's somewhat similar in Japan as well, but I feel like Korea is really like kind of crazy if you kind of understand the social economics, and I mean dynamics, and how people kind of just move like puppets of the society. Like they don't have their own minds. It really feels like, obviously, I believe that everyone has their own self values, and if you talk with them for long enough, you'll be able to see the kind of soul inside them. But but it really is difficult to find one, since the language is very different. Like the language really shapes the culture into thinking very like a money mindset, economy, money, ostentation. Like Koreans spend more luxuries than any other countries in as far as I remember, like even more than China. Like average, if you average it down, then Koreans spend like so much. And the marketings are all about like how to look good, how to look better than others, how to. That's why the fertility rate is fucked here. It's cooked. We are disappearing for sure. This is already determined. Like Korea is cooked in, well, like as far as I remember, it was like, well, I mean, within 100 years, it's cooked. Within like 50, maybe, it's completely cooked. So and especially since it's culturally very isolated country, it'll be extremely difficult to get immigrants, since they wouldn't like mind you, guys, East Asians, as far as like from my experience, and someone who at least been raised and was in Korea for like 10 years, like East Asians are the most racist people, since they don't have the kind of like, they don't even live together or like have some kind of, I don't know, like your neighbor is never black, let's say, but your neighbor isn't someone who has like different color skin, or like not even like color. I'm not talking about like specifically color, like, but like everyone has to be the same. Everyone has to be pure Korean blood. That sounds so weird, but it actually is. It's crazy here. And I kind of got digressed from the main topic, but my point being like I don't think I think like being conscious about yourself and being aware of this world, that like the state of this world, like makes you really like you it makes it kind of your standard very low, you know. I mean, okay, like I get that, but so when will I get fulfilled? Okay, like will I get fulfilled that if I do that? Well, obviously, like I will for a short period of time, but once that's mine, now I'm deprived. You know, I'm keep seeking for more. Now the bar's higher, and that's just how our brain works. It's not something that you can strip away. So I don't know. It really is all about playing the role, playing your role right. We aren't the puppets, but we are the musical itself, the theater itself. We are part of the theater. Um, it's like you think that you are playing certain role that you are given, and you think that you escaped it, or like you think that it's on your will, but at the end, nothing's at your will. Like you're kind of determined already. I'm not talking about like determinism. It really sounded like one, but what I'm trying to say is like society shapes you in a way that makes you look like and look the same, dress the same, talk the same. There's no you anymore. You're just a single copy of another person, just like the next of you, and you guys are all just playing the game just because you want to socialize, just because you want to be with that person, with these people, with this group of people to for the status, for to so that you can be kind of perceived as a normal person, or you get acknowledged, you feel seen by others, by your family. Most very likely, if you have a family, if you're born in this world, then you'd have kind of a like a drama in your own families. I'm sure like it's not like a cope. Um, it really is there really are like many statistics that show it's extremely difficult to be a parent, you know, without having like extremely difficult to have like some kids as parents without having any kind of like family dynamics, you know. Something might have happened, something, you know, something usually when the kids are 5 to 7, according to the statistics. I'm not talking about only cheating, but like something, you know, something with, because it's like, it's kind of obvious, living with another person, like sharing your everything, you're trying to find this person who matches your belief, who would sacrifice with your with like together to your to your children, and has the same kind of value, is extremely low. Like it is. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm not never gonna say it's impossible. And like kind of like keep on talking about like like marriage has never appealed to me, or like, you know, those kind of people. Also, another thing that I want to talk about is I know I'm just picking up all the topics in this video, but another thing is that when like you just got I don't think people realize how they sound like when they talk. Like same goes for me, but I at least always review it, and if I sounded like extremely bad in a way, like if I try to deliver this, but I kind of digressed it in that way, then I try to, you know, re-record it again. But I always try to finish it in one take as soon as possible. But it's like when you say something, even in when you when you leave a comment in the YouTube comment section or anywhere, the the premise is like you want it to be seen, you know, you want it to be seen. Your thought, you me recording right now, me uploading my doing YouTube right now is all because I want my ideas to be seen. I want this real me to be seen, not like others this playing game. And every time when someone's going viral, it's either they are just famous for being famous, or they are just famous for being an extremist. like they have this strong opinion about something and people would just consume it without even double checking, or just because they are famous or they have louder voice, they get to get this kind of all the engagements. And I thought it sucks, and I'm just gonna like raw dog it every single time. Okay, that sounded real, like without any kind of script, just me genuinely having an opinion about something or like about my life, and I wanted to share it, and I wanted it to be seen. Like I'm not gonna lie, but I feel like especially in the internet or Facebook or TikTok, like if you be an observer there, like you just realize how people don't even want to acknowledge the fact that they want to be seen while leaving comment, like while doing the exact thing, the, the exact like the only the best kind of evidence that they want to be seen. They want their thoughts to be seen, or they want the kind of interactions with others through chat, through comments, or they want something like the expected. They have this kind of sort of expected answers. If I say this, they will say that, and I would look like something. So so yeah, it's again all about facade, all about like people not actually stating the things that actually they actually want. Because if you just question a couple of times, you'll easily know what a person actually wants, what they desire, instead of what they say. It's not only okay. I say this so many times in the internet reels, like in reels comment section, that goes like never trust what woman says, trust what they do. But it actually just relies comes down to like humans. It's not specifically exclusive to women. We all say something that we want, but we act different because we don't even know what we want most of the times. That's why learning about yourself and just sitting with your thoughts is always better than trying to make these fake friends or socialize with this dudes that you call friends just because they hang around with you and you feel like you share the same thoughts, but at the end you know for sure that they do not. Like they are just also playing a game just like you. They all have this wearing with layered masks they'll never show like their actual selves because they are so afraid of being seen. Like so many things are not being done just because people are afraid of being seen, like genuinely just seen by others. And I think that's the clear distinction between normal people. I mean by normal people, not like the condescending, like belittling way, more like people who don't never get like try to upload themselves or like show themselves in the internet. And those people who are like, who's really famous and influences in the internet, is that like they don't really give a f, like they give a damn about being seen by others, the influences. Like they really want to enjoy themselves, and in front of camera, and like interact with the audience. And I think that's what matters at the end. I said it in a similar thing in the previous video, so I like much more in elaborate way. Yeah, but still, I'm not completely denying the fact that we need others. We need each other to survive. So just play your cards right, so that you can kind of just put your toes in. Don't go full in. Like that would be my recommendation, since I don't think you'll be able to find someone who really actually resonates with you at the end. It's all about conflict. You just gotta like try it, and you'll get something. You'll get the feeling that this person might be the one, but at the end, like you deep inside you know it, like you're kind of compromising yourself with your beliefs. And I think that's just, it's not fine. Okay, like objectively it's wrong, but at the end I guess that's the reality. Like needing humans, I think, yeah, humans needing each other might be the biggest flaw in our design. Maybe the evolution didn't kick in yet. Maybe like in millions of years, if humans do survive till then maybe like humans in that era, in that generation, they don't need each other. The brain kind of now acts like in a different way. Now that we have this kind of all technologies and we can all survive well by ourselves, we don't need each other. But we like currently, it's never happening obviously anytime soon. So if you're struggling with socializing, then maybe I would recommend talking in front of camera. This really helps. At least for me, kind of organizing thoughts, it helps a lot for me to kind of see what I'm thinking and confront myself, not just thinking with myself, like having this kind of monologues. When you actually speak it out and trying to sound like articulate, put it like 1-to-1 ratio as possible, then it's a really good experience. So I kind of digress, but yeah, everyone's not being real. No one's being real in this generation. I feel like in dating market as well. Like it's just and nothing really feels like it should be valued. Like I the first thing I get, or anytime I get this kind of question, I'm like, I should stop. But genuinely, just why? Like, does that even have value? Okay, we need purpose, but okay, I guess that's what it is, and like just blindfold myself in a way. Yeah, that's my thought about it. Thank you for watching.